Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 411 podcast with Laren Gaines, featuring special guest YML Nene. Please follow, like, comment, share, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube at Laren Gaines. Text Laren at 609-738-0611. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the 411 podcast. What's up, Lamar? You said good morning. Where are you actually calling from? That's pretty interesting that it's morning for you. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 411 podcast. It's Friday. We made it, y'all. It's Friday, June 11th. So, song of the day is Work That by the Queen of Hip Hop Soul, Miss Mary J. Blige. Released in December of 2007 off of her Growing Pains album. So for some reason, the song came to mind, and I was just reminiscing, thinking back to 2007 in December in Manhattan when I was sleeping in my car, getting tickets, trying to, get to the album signing for the Growing Pains. So work that, everybody. You got to work what you got, because at the end of the day, if you don't work that, ain't nobody going to work it for you. So that's it. Song of the day, work that. So now this might actually turn into like a little freestyle session tonight. I'm not sure. YML had to perform, and something about reaching out to me in between going on stage and this and that. So it might not work. It might, who knows, but we'll reach out and we'll try to call and see if we can get a hold of him. If not, we are prepared to do this thing, the 411 freestyle way. What's going on, Desi? How are you? I saw Carol out there. So I'm curious. Good morning, hot coffee. So Lamar, where are you actually calling from? So I want to give a shout out to a few people who support the 411 podcast. So I want to give a shout out to Seduction Spot, Kizzy's Things, Ian West, Carol, I see you out there. Carol Cordera, Nicole's Closet, Curvy Doll Boutique, Doing the Most Media, coming all the way from Ohio, the Soapbox Podcast Show, Vashala's Jewels, and of course, my girl, Miss Desiree Covington. People on Facebook, drop it in the comments. Let me know where you are calling from. And of course, Instagram family is in the house. TikTok. What's going on, people on TikTok, Twitter, and of course YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube by typing in @Laren Gaines in the search bar, and I promise you that I will come right up. And of course, New York, Philly, LA, Trenton, and London is popping back up. So yesterday, burning questions from yesterday, we talked about embarrassing moments. Earlier this week, we talked about embarrassing moments, like if you actually have like a booger or something hanging out your nose. What about people who have stuff stuck in their teeth and they sit there and talk to you and it's like so awkward? Or are you that type of person that's going to say something and be like, I think you need to check something because something's not right? Me personally, don't ever do that around me, because I probably won't say anything. I'll probably just sit there and be all embarrassed for you. But, sometimes when we get with ourselves, we realize, damn, like, that's not right. I see something. I can't believe it was there for that long. So when you have those embarrassing moments, what do you do to get through it? For me personally, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm really like hard on myself. So when you have an embarrassing moment like that, what about if you like in public and you trip up the steps or something, or you slip, or you're real clumsy and you drop stuff? I have a habit of, when I get real nervous, if I'm like, in a situation where, I might be a little nervous, I might drop a lot of things, get a little clumsy. So how do you get past those embarrassing moments when those opportunities present themselves, because that's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity based on how you're going to get around it. You're going to be able to flow through it and be like, all right, it is what it is, or you're going to let it consume you and eat you up. Shay Newton yesterday was talking about how when things happen to her, it's this record that she plays over and over and over again. Sometimes we become victims of that too, where we continuously play the same record, the same broken record over and over and over and over again. So I want to read some of the comments from yesterday. We have Miss Rebel Jewel. She says, I turn off my devices and I go back to the real world. I feel like we can get too hung up on opinions of others. Life happens. One quote that always stuck with me is, today's news is tomorrow's chip paper. In other words, people will forget long before we do. Back to what I was saying, we're sitting here playing this broken record over and over and over and over again, and everybody else has done moved on. Half the time, they don't even see the stuff that we see. So you getting all hung up about certain things, and nobody saw you trip over your own feet. You're the only one that saw it. And now you making a whole big thing of it. So, Carol, you said you start laughing when you have an embarrassing moment. Some people do that. They turn to laughter where they'll basically put it on themselves. And that way they put it all on themselves, and then they can move it off of themselves real quick, because it becomes light for everybody around. So Talana from Exclusive Hair Beauty Store, she says, we have had situations where we aren't our best. I just take every day as it comes. I'm not perfect, but I truly don't let others' opinions control my thoughts or actions. This is my life and I'm enjoying it. So I like that perspective and, that spin on it as well. But remember, if you're anything like how I used to be, all of those things are easier said than done. When you actually get into that situation, that's basically it. What are you going to do? So what's up, Nate? What's going on? How are you? What's going on in Brooklyn, New York? So, we might reach out, see what's going on. I know he might be performing now, but we'll go ahead and try it. And since we turned it into a freestyle session, if it is what it is, anybody that wants to go live, just request me, because it might turn into that real quick. So we're going to reach out to YML and see what's going on. All right.
Hello?
What's going on? It's Lamb from the 411. What's good?
Hey, how's it going?
Not much. So how's it going out there? I know you were performing and all this other
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I haven't went on yet. They pushed it back a little, so I'm just outside by my car right now. So you caught me at a good time.
All right. So I'll get you on and get you off real quick so you can go on. You know what?
Okay.
I know what you're doing though, but it's all right though. You just don't want to do the burning questions, but I got you. That's what listen, I've had people run off and come up with all kinds of excuses. It is what it is, but that's cool though. Nah.
Oh, watch, you're gonna see posts. You're gonna see posts from tonight. Watch.
No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. No, I had a couple people run off, and for real though, like maybe 4 people.
No, I actually enjoy the burning questions. I'll probably honestly go back and listen to them. So
Yeah, no, I got some good ones. Sometimes I can get a little crazy, but I've said I wasn't going to do too much tonight. So, but so let everybody know where you're calling from, the new projects you got going on. What are you performing tonight? What is the venue? What's going on?
So yeah, I'm from Tucson, Arizona, Tucktown. That's actually the name of the song I'm going to be performing tonight here downtown at a venue. It's called Solar Culture.
Okay.
Shout out Solar Culture. They've been doing stuff with the hip hop scene for a while now. So I also got an EP coming up. It's called Dawn Status. It's probably going to be a 5 or 6 song EP. Just kind of want to get the bars out. Kind of wanted you to know, I got the singing and the nice and the love side, but YML is also not a force to be reckoned with at the same time.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, you can catch me at any platform on any social media at YMLNEN.
All right. So I seen you got the clothing line out too.
Yeah, I just dropped some merch. I actually get the shirts tomorrow.
Okay.
This is gonna be my second drop we did the first one probably about a year ago. It's probably been that long. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to keep this consistent if it does really well.
All right, so teach me a little bit because I'm just getting into it. So you said this year, second one. So what was the first one like? So you dropped it, and then
that one was actually really well because we did it as a collective. And when I say that, I mean like everybody was heads in. Like it was me, it was my cousin YML Lefty, and also YML Kebo. So with that one, they had their people that were buying shirts, and I had my people that were buying shirts. So that one went off really well. Whereas the second time around, it's kind of just me.
So now,
nothing against them. It's just we all have our things we got to get taken care of first. But I'm trying to keep it going. So this one, all promotion by myself, all fans hopefully that are my fans in a sense, YML fans, and so I'm just hoping it feels a lot better because it's more organic, more natural. I'm happy about it. It was a design that I came up with. You know what I mean?
So now the first shirts, are they available, or was that like a limited time thing and then it's done?
So we did drop it as a limited thing, but then I posted it on my socials, and I think people want it back again. So after this drop, I'm most likely I'm going to bring those ones back as the next one, and then I'll think up another idea and drop another one.
Gotcha. That's what's up. So what else? How's it going with the this is actually a good question. So now that the pandemic, well, I'm not saying that it's over, but it's getting better. So concerts are coming back, you're performing live. So what is it like? Do people have to be vaccinated? Do they have to wear a mask? Is there a limit?
Yeah, I mean, so like, the law came out, you're not vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. You're not allowed to ask people that type of question. It's like a HIPAA law. And you can get into all kinds of stuff like that. So, I mean, no, nobody's wearing masks here in a sense. There are those ones that, stay true to, I'm not vaccinated, I'm going to wear my mask. But for the most part, the circle we have kind of stays the circle. And then as it grows, people notice, okay, you're either that person that's going to wear a mask and you feel uncomfortable around people not wearing a mask, or you're not going to wear a mask and you feel uncomfortable because everybody's wearing a mask. So that's just like the situation I feel like that we're in here right now.
All right. So out and about general, do you see more people wearing a mask or more people not wearing a mask?
Nah, not at all.
Not? So just everyone's free?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Everybody's just like free, like not wearing masks?
Yeah. I mean, they're vaccinated, quote unquote.
When I go into a store and I see that the person is behind all of that glass and shield and they still have a mask on, I'll be like, now they're behind all of that glass and that plastic and they still got a mask on. Something's not right. That's just my opinion. So I'll be like, you know what? You better put this mask on.
Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Personally, me, I don't wear a mask. I got vaccinated.
Here's the thing.
I have nothing against it. I have 2 kids, so.
Here's the thing that cracks me up is that when before all of this vaccine and everything happened and they told us to wear a mask, there were so many people that did not want to wear a mask, so many people that were huddled up, so many people that did not follow the 6-foot rule or whatever the hell it is. And then what's going on? And then now that they said, oh, yeah, you could take the mask off, you can do whatever you want to do. I see people so cautious now. They're like so far spread apart. They still got their mask on and they're acting crazy. And I'll be like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah, that's usually how it works, I feel like.
You tell somebody to do something, they ain't going to do it. They're going to turn around and do what they want to do anyway. So it's opposite.
Right.
So. All right. Well, I mean, I want you to go ahead and leave something else before you jump off, because other than that, we're getting ready to get into burning questions, and I know that you're afraid of that, so I'll just
man, just I would say, I like to speak this into existence. I would say stay tuned. You're gonna see my name, my face. You can see it a lot everywhere, especially. Not just in Tucson, but I'm trying to reach out. I actually got a feature from a guy from San Antonio, an old friend that I went to high school with. Mm-hmm. I got some dudes out in Washington that want to connect, and then I got Vegas people also. You know, because I've lived in Vegas for a while, and it's gonna blow up, man. You're gonna see YML as a collective and not just an artist or a brand. We want to be everywhere. So whoever wants to participate, y'all are more than welcome to shoot ideas and be a part of it.
That's what's up. Now, Vegas. How far are you from Vegas?
About 5.5, 6 hours.
Oh, that's still a little trek there.
Oh yeah, it's a little. It's ways.
Well, I wish you all of the luck tonight.
I appreciate you for having me, man. I always enjoy being on here. I promise, if we have it next time, I'm gonna stay for the whole thing.
Except for burning questions.
No, even the burning question.
Because I know I take that as a compliment. You're probably like maybe the 4th or 5th person that I scared off. It's all right. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody that burning questions scared you off.
You got it.
I had somebody who was like, yeah, they same situation as you performing, right? And they were phone kept cutting on in and out. And I was like, get right to the good question, and all of a sudden your phone cuts in and out. Needless to say, they dropped everything. I never heard from that artist again, but that's right.
Oh man, bring me back on. I'm down. Like I said, if that's gonna come back,
no doubt. I hear you breaking up.
Sorry, it's the freaking wind.
Yeah, I know. I know how it is, but you know what? Some of that nice hot wind, like that.
Yeah, that 100 degree, 90 degree wind.
Yeah, there you go. The sand be kicking up in your eyes, and you got to watch what's going on.
Yeah,
it's freezing over here in Jersey. I got a hoodie on right now. Yes, 2 days ago it was like 90 degrees. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But all right, so take care, and
all right,
talk to you soon.
I appreciate you. You guys take care.
All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So that was YML Nene. He's getting ready to perform in Arizona, so we had to let him go. Yeah, this weather is stupid, man. Today, I was like, what's going on? All I felt like when I looked out the window, and then when I went outside and I felt it was like nothing but Panera bread. I needed like a bread bowl with some broccoli cheddar soup, crawl up in the bed, watch some movies. That's how I felt today. Like them old ugly, nasty, rainy days. That's what it was like here. So anybody want to answer these burning questions that's coming up, jump in. You can request to go live if you want to. You can text me at 609-738-0611 and I can call you. And we could rock out to these burning questions together, or, it is what it is. Y'all just stay right where you at. We'll do it this way. So it's burning questions. This is a segment of the show where I flip it around and I put my guests in the hot seat and I start to ask real life situations, real questions that, we all go through. Whether you went through it, whether your friend went through it, whether your uncle, cousin, brother, sister, whoever, somebody you may have known have gone through it, and it might even be you. But this is burning questions. Now, I just have to go ahead and touch base on burning questions because so many times people think that I'm speaking about them. And I'm going to keep talking about it because I'm tired of people thinking that you are the only person in the world. Like, I never thought that I just interacted with one person. There are hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people, if not billions of people going through the same shit that we go through every single day. So how dare you think that you are just so special that somebody had to sit here and write questions about you? And if you are so concerned for all of the tree boxers out there, that's basically people who be creeping, you know, checking, checking into places, creeping around a corner looking when you know you shouldn't be. If you wasn't such a tree boxer, what's up, SOSC? Tree boxing. I got that term from her. So if you wasn't such a tree boxer or a little creeper or whatever you want to call it, sideline and everything, then you wouldn't be so worried about burning questions. But you are. So it is what it is. So it's time for burning questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's time for burning questions.
You just landed, so it is what it is. Sunny, wonderful Florida. And I bet the weather is beautiful out there and it's freezing and cold here. I don't even know what the weather's like this weekend. So what's the weather like in New Jersey for the weekend? Is today the last day of the BS? Is it going to turn around tomorrow and be better? Because right now it ain't. It's feeling like some winter type ish going on right now. So the first burning question that I have, so everybody out there who has children, June, this is the month for Father's Day. So Father's Day is coming up. So what do you do when you have daughters and you find out that your daughter or daughters, whatever the case may be, is dating a bad boy? So what do you do in that case? I think for me, I haven't been in that situation, knock on wood, thank God. But I truly stand tall and I know that this would happen. I would just basically use the scare tactic. Intimidation factors. Do whatever you got to do to make that person uncomfortable because your daughter, your child, son, whoever, it doesn't even have to be daughters, but they're going to do what they want to do anyway. So they're going to be so in love with this person no matter what. So you have to continue to talk to them. You got to continue to point out things and just hope and pray that they'll make the right decision because you can't make them change their mind. But when you get that bad boy, that girl, bad girl by yourself, straight up intimidation factor, straight up side looks and all of the things that you could possibly do to make them feel so uncomfortable. I know that's not right, but you can give them that look like, yeah, I know what's going on. And I know, you know what I know. And yeah, it's going to be some problems. You got to corner them a little bit and make them feel a little uncomfortable. Straight up. I mean, I have that already in me. I know how to turn that on and off. So if I was ever in that situation, they're going to feel real uncomfortable around me. I just want to let you know that. But I mean, what else you can do? There's nothing that you really can do about it except hope and pray and teach your children the right way. And hopefully they can see through all of the nonsense. And that's about it. But the intimidation factor works something serious. Be like, hey, let's go to the store and we need to go pick up something. Or, they helping out with something, or you send your kids to the store to go pick up something. And when they try to go, be like, hold up. I need you to help me with something here. And you keep them in the house. And then you just give them that, intimidation factor. What do y'all think? What would y'all do? So now, the next burning question. Anybody out there that's married anybody out there that's in a relationship. And I was trying to bring this to YML Nene because he is married. So, what have you done to keep your marriage happy during the pandemic or your relationship? I'll lighten it up for the, people who are not married. What have you done to keep your marriage or your relationship happy and in order during this pandemic? Because so many marriages, so many relationships, so many friendships, so many families have broken up during this crazy time that we've been in. So, what are some things that you have done to keep it happy and light? So, Rock Bottom Production says, pray hard that he doesn't mistreat her. Yeah, you definitely have to pray hard that he doesn't mistreat her because, you know, as a father, like I would have to pray because I don't want to go to jail, you know, because somebody doing something to your children, I think that that's a problem, especially for men. Women, that might be a little different, but I don't think that any man is going to stand to have someone do something to their child. And Smiling Back says she lost her boyfriend shortly after and was mad at me for like 3 weeks, but because you did the intimidation factor, you did. I hear you. Serene Poems, what's going on? How are you? Haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome to the 411. So, any relationships, any marriages, any friendships that needed work, and these are a lot of friendships, marriage, relationships, things that were already on shaky ground before the pandemic happened. So, of course, once the pandemic happens and all hell broke loose and is breaking loose and is all in shambles, that means that hell, you got to put it in 10 times worse. I mean, 10 times worse, 10 times harder to keep that shit together. And the problem is that once this happened, people who lost their mind right along with it, just like everybody else, you lost focus of your friendships, you lost focus of your marriage, you lost focus of your family. And a lot of people have broken down and lost a lot of things because they didn't put the time and energy in to make this shit work. When times get rough, that don't mean you take your eye off of the prize. You start to sit back and relax. When the world gets crazy and the shit hits the fan, you got to pull your family in, you got to pull your friends in, you got to pull your loved ones in together, and you got to hold them tight and say, I got you. We're going to get through this. You don't do it the other way. You do it the other way, it's gone. So, comments out there, lots of love making and romance. Now, that is key. I've heard that a lot of that has been going on, of course. We got a lot of pregnancies now. Everything is booming right now in that area. But here's the thing. After a while, do you get tired of doing that so much when that's just all? I mean, this thing has been going on for a minute. How many ladies are like, all right, I'm done with this. When's this going to be over? I'm tired of this. And, sometimes men could be the other way too. Like, help me, please. Help. I'm done. No more. Like, I don't want any more children. I don't want this. I don't want that. So that's one aspect of it. But, a whole year and a couple months later, can you really continue to keep that momentum going? Now, people who have multiple partners and people who aren't faithful and people who aren't true, yes, they can, because, that just adds a little bit of excitement. But I'm talking about when you're with the same person day in and day out and day in and day out. What have you done to keep this thing together? Serene Poem says, if in an abusive, toxic relationship, there's nothing to work on. So then in that case, you just let that Serene Poems, you let that shit go. You just let it go. Coral Nails, what's good? How are you doing out there? And I saw nope. You mean it's hard to keep that thing going after a while? The same thing over and over again. Same person day in and day out. Can't go anywhere. You can't hang out with your friends like you used to. You can't go to places like you used to. So it's nothing with just you and your partner. So can you continue to maintain that time and time again? I don't know. A lot of people who have that, like, what about people who are like truly like really meant for each other? Like, they're like this, and they pandemic, no pandemic, they are just like this, solid. They finish each other's sentences. They know exactly what's going on. You look at them and you just be like, ugh, both of you two get on my nerves and you make me sick because you're like this. Not in a bad way, but it's like they're like that. So they already have that type of connection and that bond going on. What else is it for those people to do when stuff like this happens? I think when you're like that to begin with, you really have to work hard at it because you're already like this, you know? How much more can you do? Versus a relationship that's all jacked up. You got something to work towards. You got something to build upon, you know? You could be like this, but then after the pandemic, you're like this. And you're like, okay, that helped us. But when you're already like this, what you're going to do, I think that could really make you bored and crazed out of your damn mind too. But this is my opinion. So anyway, so this is what we're getting into right now. YML Nene was on today. He had to go and perform live. But this is almost like a freestyle session. So anybody wants to chime and jump right on in with some of these burning questions, you most certainly can request me live. You can text me at 609-738-0611 and I can pull you up on the phone, or y'all can continue to rock out like we are doing right now. But yeah, no, I'm saying my opinion sometimes can get a little crazy, but I think that during this pandemic, if you didn't push towards and pull together and focus on holding that together, no matter what it is, relationship, marriage, friendship, and if you decided to just treat it like you normally did before the pandemic, I think you probably ran into some problems. But like when it first happened, you seen a lot of people who knew what was important to them hold close, keep everything that was important to them real close. And you saw a lot of people doing a lot of things differently. Now that we've been in this for a while, people are starting to act a little different. So this is the moment where you got to pay close attention because it'll get real interesting. Let's see here. We got a question here. I think we do. I thought we had a question on TikTok, but I guess not. So here's something interesting. What would you do? And I'm going to put friends in this because I can see this happening more so with friends. What would you do if you found out that a family member or a friend was using your house for hookups? Possibly using your bed for hookups. So maybe they were watching something at your house, doing something or whatever. You said that they can have the keys to your house to do whatever, walk the dog, bring in the mail while you're on vacation, whatever. What would you do if you found out that they were actually using your house for hookups, possibly hooking up in your bed? What would you do? SOS says, ooh, gross. I'm just saying. Now, here's something that I find interesting. I was told that you need to be very careful. They must not know that I was Mike Tyson's sister. You know, and I was going to take it a next step further, but I thought that would be pretty gross. But what if you found out that they were actually using some of your personal supplies? Like digging around on top of your dressers, inside of your drawers or whatever, doing something strange like that. Now that would be real gross. Coral nails. What are you saying that you don't you don't know what that feels like? I'm not quite sure. What? You said that you don't care. If you're going through my stuff, yeah. So you don't care if someone just basically uses your area for whatever they want to do. That's fine, but you're saying you wouldn't have a problem, but you can. No, you can't go through my personal stuff. Absolutely not. I never experienced that before. People should start getting cameras in their home. You'll be very surprised if you got cameras. But no, you can't go through my stuff. Absolutely not. You are not touching anything. I'm just like I started to do the look around, like making sure. But now you can't just go on people's stuff like that. That's crazy. I'm surprised you said you'd be okay with someone, using your lotions or sprays or things like that. Mm-mm. I'll be ready for the 411. Yeah, Friday nights are going to get interesting real soon. Right after June 25th, after we do the Mary J. Blige My Life Amazon premiere, we're going to do Freestyle Fridays coming up. And it's going to be more of this type of vibe. We're going to be doing some wine sampling and stuff like that and bringing different guests on. So it's getting ready to take a turn. So another thing that I wanted to say. So not through I'm saying my dress at times with my family or girlfriend. I just want to say thank you all for joining in, supporting the 411 podcast. I've realized that, I gotta continue to push on. I gotta continue to push and move to step into this next. I call it the next dimension of the 411 podcast, to kick it up and push it to the next level. But I'm going to tell you that things are getting ready to explode real soon. And for anybody out there, whether you were an author, whether you were a winery, whether you were a photographer, whether you were whatever, anybody that like dismissed me, played games, because we've had several people play games and do weird shit. It is what it is. Like, why would you play games, with the 411 podcast, as much as we continue to show love like we do, why would you play games? But for anybody who's closed any doors, had anything negative to say, I see in about maybe 3 months, this thing is getting ready to explode. And just remember today that you dissed the 411 podcast. I've had people say, yo, are you going to pay me for this? Think about that. I've had people, say some strange things. I really want y'all to think about that day. Think about that day. Because once this thing explodes, right before Christmas, right as we getting ready to wrap up, I'm, predicting somewhere like July, August, maybe August, September. I'll put it that way. So fall. So when this thing gets ready to explode the way it doesn't fall, I just really want y'all to remember when you dismissed the 411 podcast, when you thought you was just too good to come on the 411. Speaking of, so we are getting ready to book up for the rest of this year. We're getting ready to. I'm booking up now for the 411 podcast for November and December. So once we hit December, which we'll probably praying that we get that mark real soon, we're going to shut all of the requests down and we'll probably open it up next year. So Reading Between the Wines is already booked up. That was booked up like 2 or 3 months ago. So we'll be booking up for 2022, starting up again, maybe October, November. So, oops, well, I asked that being in a past situation. I got to go get my baggage now. Oh, you're moving in. I got you. Good luck. Congratulations on your new place. And I don't know what you are talking about. Smiling back. Oops, well, I asked that being in a past situation. I don't know. Got me confused. But whatever you're saying. So, thank you all so much for supporting. Thank you all so much for joining in. Wish you all the success in the world. Thank you so much. What about the jewelry wear? You are talking in riddles. I have no idea what you're talking about tonight. But so one thing that I have for everybody tonight is you can get 15% off. You asked me. Okay. I have no idea what you're saying. You will have to talk to me afterwards because I don't know what that means. All I got was jewelry wear, and then the next one was you asked me. But if you click the link above all of my social media platforms, you can get 15% off of the Black Diamond shop. So you have until 11:59 p.m. So you got about an hour. So once we hang up here, click the link above in my social media platforms, go on to Shop Black Diamond and get 15% off anything and everything in the store. Anything that you purchase there will help support the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines. Now, tomorrow, we have special guest Thompson's Total Wellness. So I can't wait. Anybody who wants to learn about wellness, health, healthy eating, all of those great things, I'm definitely going to pick her brain to get down to the bottom of all of this. So Thompson's Total Wellness tomorrow, 411 podcast. Now, Sunday, we have Mr. Kilo coming in, and we're going to talk about, music, of course, talk about the Carolinas. I think they're in either North or South. I think he's probably South Carolina. But that's why I say the Carolinas, because I get them all confused. But talk about what's going on in the Carolinas and also investments. We're going to talk about investment, maybe a little bit of, cryptocurrency, because I know he's been working hard on that too. So I'm going to pick his brain and maybe we all can learn a little bit about that as well. And we'll take it from there. So now I would like to thank my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out and give you all the 411 podcast one more time in life. Definitely cannot do this without the support from each and every one of you out there. So my message for everybody is to just push, and push becomes very important for me in this day and time. Pray until something happens. If you want to take yourself, if you want to take your projects, you want to take everything that you have to the next level, you have to continue to push and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And while you're doing that, you also got to work hard at it too. And if you're not getting to where you need to get to, I would probably say you probably need to sit back and look in the mirror, because the only person that is probably holding you back from getting to the next level or changing situations in your life is probably you. I got to think about myself. The only person that was hurting me was me. The only person that was holding me back was me. Because if I didn't like A and I really like B, but why am I still sitting around here hanging around A? Why? If I don't like this situation, why am I still here? Why do I continue to go around these same situations over and over and over again? That really upsets me, gives me anxiety, makes me want to go off, makes me want to explode. Why do I continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results? So, for everybody out there, why would you worry about the opinions of others? Why? Why do we do that? So they told you were too fat or you were too skinny. Your hair wasn't long enough. Your skin wasn't bright enough. Your ass wasn't thick enough. Your brain wasn't smart enough. So you get all of this criticism in a direct way and in some cases in an indirect way. For example, you don't look nothing like who he or she is liking on Facebook. You don't look nothing like anything, and they done told you that you are not their type. But you go ahead and you try to conform and change to look like their type. What you got to put on and what do you have to take off in order to look like what that person wants you to look like? You will never be that, ever. So stop comparing yourself to that. And if anything, you need to get in competition with yourself. You can look in that mirror and compare yourself to yourself and worry about what's going on with yourself. So that's what I have to say. So that's why I picked the song Work That, because you have to work on you. You have to work that out between you and nobody. That's between you and God. Work that out, because ain't nobody going to work it for you. And just like Mary says, it doesn't matter if they're going on with their plan. They will never be happy because they're not happy with themselves. And we all know that when people aren't happy with themselves, they project all their ugly on you. So I'm going to make you feel like shit because I don't feel good about myself. That's how it works. And when we start to learn that these bullies and these people that say this or act like that or project all of their ugly, just sit back and be like, you got some demons. You got something that you hiding in that closet too. Because if you had it all together, you would start to treat me with some dignity and some respect. But because you don't even love yourself, you got to sit here and put others down. And it's that old stuff that we learned in school when we were younger. All of that we learn, but we tend to forget and we don't know how to, make this thing work as adults. And we get all caught up. And you got adults running around here acting like children. So it's all right to show yourself some love and work everything that you need to work for you first before you even think about turning around and doing anything and giving anything to anybody else. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And on that note, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in the 411 podcast tomorrow. Thompson's Total Wellness. Let's talk about some wellness. Let's get healthy. Let's get fit for this summer. And let's have a great one. Take care, y'all. Have a good night.
Thanks for supporting the 411 podcast featuring special guest YML Nene. Please follow, like, comment, share, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube at Laren Gaines. Text Laren at 609-738-0611. Please join us tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time featuring special guest Thompson's Total Wellness. Set your reminders. Thank you. Good night.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Good night. Good night.